Dark rather than car number 73 in the 13 car. Looks like Ian Saville in the 13 car running up in position 3. Glenn Cox takes over 4th, following through on the inside is Stephen Gore. Green flag flies, racing again of the Midgets. Onto the main straightaway, up to turn 1 is Gary Pollock, the race leader. On the outside, Mark Pace attempts to run wide as they head down the back section, but John Dark looks on the inside of Gary Pollock, who attempts to shut the gate, heading off turn 4. Onto the main straightaway, 15 laps is the journey with 14 remaining. Glenn Cox taking a flyer through from the back. Winner last time out, stands the car up on 2 wheels, pulls it back down and gets the run down the back section, moves into position 5. Stephen Gore a breath away in 6th running. Onto the main straightaway now, and Gary Pollock being challenged again for the lead by John Dark in the 73 car. Dark out of shape and washes off some speed as the 13 car. That's Edward Dark rather than car number 73 in the 13 car. Looks like Ian Saville in the 13 car running up in position 3. Glenn Cox takes over 4th, following through on the inside is Stephen Gore. Edward Dark taking over the lead. Edward Dark in car number 73 flies down the back section from 2 as the race leader. Ian Saville in 2nd running. Gary Pollock back in 3rd now. Cox, the big danger, looks for the run on the inside of Pollock and gets there. Cox takes over 3rd running. Edward Dark still the leader, heading off from Ian Saville. Saville through on the inside now of Dark as they race from 2, but Dark fights back wheel to wheel. On the outside, Saville goes to the lead. Edward Dark now relegated back to 2nd, and the fast-moving Glenn Cox in 3rd. Moments on that occasion as the amber caution lights come out now for Gary Pollock. Okay, they're all over the circuit on turn 4, but the starter says let them go racing. Green flag flies. Heading across the wire, Glenn Cox takes the run on the outside. Ian Saville fights back on the inside. A wall of Midget wings fights their way out of turn 2, down the back section. Saville relegated to 2nd, Edward Dark in 3rd, and the speed cars are flying at PCR. Glenn Cox, car number 9. Looks like, in fact, it is Bob Woods in car number 13, not Ian Saville. Former supercart racer Bob Woods in car number 13, sitting in 2nd place as the Edward Dark car, number 73, goes back to the pit enclosure. Edward Dark out of tonight's speed car main event. Glenn Cox, your race leader, down in turn 4, racing onto the main straightaway. In car number 9, heading off from Bob Woods, been confirmed. Bob Woods, the racer, in car number 13, and the 2 cars well clear from the remainder of the field. Going out now to Glenn Cox. Final run around the circuit, looking for yet another win in the speed car division at PCR. Glenn Cox with Bob Woods tucked right in behind as they make the run to the wire, but Glenn Cox will take the win. Glenn Cox picks up the black and white and is clobbered as he crosses the wire by De Grora and the 99 car. Bob Wood's in for second in car number 13, and it would have seemed that Keith Hutton and the number 14 car third to the wire. In for third place out of Queensland, Mr. Keith Hutton. Good on you, Keith. Congratulations, first of all. It's a great pleasure to not only have you race with us at PCR, but come up in third place tonight. And we've got a little trophy here for you, and I think a little peck in the cheek goes with it, let me tell you. Good stuff, Keith. Congratulations once again. Great to have you.
We just started getting this V4 working properly. Randy drove it on Friday night and run fourth in the main, and we're just starting to get things working now. After placing tonight, we're going to get a bit dangerous. Look out.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Going to get dangerous. Good stuff. Keith Hutton, folks, making the long trek down from Queensland to race in tonight's speed car racing. Here's a man that'll need introduction to you guys. He needs very little introduction to me. He started his career in kart racing, and he was one of the fastest superkart racers around the nation. And we were miscalling him right through the race in the number 13 Renter race. It was any one of three drivers. It could have been John Gates or Ian Saville or Bob Woods, but the man who took it up into second place tonight, and this is his first season in a speed car, and I think it's about his fourth drive. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bobby Woods, we welcome him to PCR. Good on you, Bob. Fantastic stuff, and I know, well, you're pretty excited about the whole deal, and very proud indeed. Why don't we get the social bit over and done with? There you go. Now, Bob, big moment. Good stuff, eh?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Johnny Gates, who owns the car, and his son Jason for helping, my son Dean, and my wife Lynn for putting up with me, and Solon for a bit of help with sponsorship, and we're getting some new sponsors B&R next week to help out too. I'd like to thank all these spectators for coming down watching everything, and I'm just excited.
Good stuff. Bob Woods, ladies and gentlemen, his first ever placing in a speed car main event, and this his first season. Good drive, Bob, certainly.
And Ian Saville for helping to set the car up.
Good stuff. And the winner of tonight's speed car main event, he's had plenty of wins here at PCR earlier this season, but tonight goes down as one of his top ones. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Glenn Cox. Good on you, Glenn. Got all the fans up there. Good to have you back at the Raceway, and of course good to have you back at the microphone as a winner. That's always good.
Yeah, we've had a lot of bad luck here the last couple of years, so it's just great to finish a race, but first place is a bonus.
Here's another little bonus for you.
Yeah, it's great.
Congratulations.
Okay, a peck on the cheek and a trophy. Glenn, as we said, good to have you at PCR, and all the best for the remainder of the season.
Thanks a lot. I'd just like to thank my sponsors, Sleepmaker and Barlow Racing Oils, plus all my family and friends up in the hill. Thanks a lot.
Glenn Cox, ladies and gentlemen, winner of tonight's speed car main event. Okay, there's the full field, and Arthur Cowan just getting them sorted out in a fashion. So this is the guys and one gal from 2WS. Steve Ingram in the 3 car, Steve Blander in car number 43, Fiona Wiling in 05, Ann Storm in the little white number 30 Cortina, John Savage in 13, Bob Peters in 27, Adam Walters in 62, Les Hart in 60, Graham Hannell in car number 2, and Bob Sullivan, the number 16 car for a 5-lap journey. And Ted Dawes issuing final instructions to competitors.
I mean, we've got to get this right.
We've got to get it right.
We've got to get a fair start.
Get it right. It's Edward Dawes Senior.
This is right. I mean, we want a fair start. We want to give everybody an equal chance.
That's right, because you know who could end up in the back room at 2WS is probably the winner. Hans Torp wants to know why there's not an ashtray and a cigarette lighter in the number 30 car. We've told them they're taking it out to reduce the weight of the little lightweight Cortina. There's the green flag, racing now, 5 laps the journey. Hans Torp jumps out in the 30 car, gets the thrill of the little racer as he races up through turns 1 and 2. Jumping out in the number 16 car is Bob Sullivan, the Miracle Mercedes. He runs up into second in the number 16 car, and taking over third is John Savage on the first run down the back section in the 13 car. Quickly into stride is Steve Ingram in the number 3 car, but Hans Shaw off pole position has the 30 car flying literally up through turns 1 and 2. Hands tall, the leader, and stretching out to a quarter of a lap lead over the 16 car of Bob Sullivan. Chargers coming further back in the pack now from Graham Hannell in car number 2. And where's Fiona? Fiona in the 05 car just sorting out the boys from the back. Looking for the fast run through, but there's Hans Torv already now stretching that lead out to 1/3 of a PCR lap. Race leader in the 2WS, Test in the West, down the back section. No change further back. The number 3 car getting up on the inside, that's Steve Ingram. Steve Ingram up to 4th placing. The 13 car of John Savage still holding down 3rd. Look at them go, folks, let me tell you. Could be trouble for Fiona now. Fiona's got the 05 car wound up, and I think she's found the gear again, because it's in park before. This was the whole problem. And the nails are still wet, you know, I mean, dreadful business. But look at Hans Torv, the race leader, coming up to lap the tail end of the first time around. Arthur Count, would you like to hear my watch tick perhaps, or onto the main straightaway now? Look at Hans Torv go in car number 30 years the lap. One half of the field now, and moving up and consolidating that lead in the 30 car. Hans Torv, car number 30, onto the main straightaway. I've lost 2nd and 3rd then. I think it's car number 16 still there. Bob Sullivan in 2nd in car number 16. Hans Torv making the shambles of the pack as he races off turn 4. Arthur Cowan's found the white flag. There's the white flag going out. Hans Torv driving with one hand now, folks, and just looking back to check the opposition. They're out of sight. Is he a tall fellow? Okay. White flag goes out to that gaggle of 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. But there's Hans Torv, race leader. Final run out of turn 4 onto the main straightaway. Out comes the black and white, and Hans Torv with a convincing win in car number 30. Anyone's guess for 2nd, the 3 car jumping out there just may have been Steve Ingram, and I think tailing off in 3rd in car number 16 was Bob Sullivan.
Start to finish, the winner of the 2WS Test in the West personality race, Hans Torv.
To welcome along all the good folk from 2WS tonight, a cast of thousands in living colour from out of the West. Put your hands together for all the folks from 2WS. Superstars extraordinaire. Okay, well we've got three trophies to go out to the incredible race drivers you see before you. But for each of our guests tonight from 2WS, we've got a PCR T-shirt which they will wear with pride wherever they go. You're not to take them off or wash them. You can shower, shave, and whatever you do on Valentine's Day with the PCR T-shirts. They're black, so they last a long time without a wash. And where's Fiona? We'll take the opportunity to talk to Fiona. Come up here, Fiona. Yeah, welcome, Fiona. How'd you like your drive at PCR?
It was great. I'm sorry I came last.
That was a darn good effort for last. It was hard to tell who was winning, actually.
Well, I came in 2nd after the checkered flag, but I'd been lapped, so I thought someone might get it wrong and they thought I was 2nd.
It's all a matter of arithmetic, isn't it?
Yes, I guess so.
Thanks, Fiona. Say, hey, welcome to Fiona tonight. Okay, we've got some trophies to go out. This is one that'll go proudly on the shelf. In the 3rd place tonight was Bob Sullivan. Where are you, Bob? Scott. We had Scott Sullivan in for 3rd. Scott, welcome to PCR. Welcome to the winner's circle. Big 3rd. Congratulations. Dynamic drive, let me tell you.
Oh, thanks very much. I'd just like to say I made my debut in a purple Valiant. I mean, that's great.
Not everyone makes their debut in a purple Valiant, unless you want to go back to 1964, which was a good year, they told me. Okay, Scott, thanks very much for your 3rd place. Steve Ingram was in for 2nd. Where are you, Steve? Hey, congratulations. Something to put on the shelf, a little bit of hardware, and hand it here. Congratulations on behalf of all the PCR race fans.
Thank you. I had a great time. I'd like to thank the driver who was, I guess, brave enough to let us use his car.
Nice terminology, right?
We brought it back in one piece and had a great time. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for joining us at PCR. And the winner of tonight's Test in the West for the Fender Bender Corporation was Mr. Hans Torv. Good on you, Hans. Welcome along to PCR, and a great drive, let me tell you. Just about lapped everyone. This is pretty scintillating stuff.
Well, Ollie, I didn't have any choice because Terry Radford, who owns car 10, said if you don't win, you're never coming back again. So that was it. But I would like to thank Terry in car number 10 Also, he said, can you rip the sponsors in there? So it's McCallum's Autos and Keith Radcliffe Autos as well. So I had to tell him all about that. But we really did have a good time here. There's no truth to the rumour that next year we're driving the sprints, not after that stack down the front here. But it looks like a pretty exciting night. And we hope you all keep listening to 2WS, and we'll be back again next year to win some more trophies. Thanks very much. Have a great night.
Thanks, Hans. Once again, folks, put your hands together for all the good folk from 2WS and our big winner tonight, Hans Tall. Okay, and also sharing that front row is the Kiwi driver, Lyndon Kendall. Lyndon Kendall in the New Zealand number 12 car gets the chance to start out of position 2, and the pressure certainly on the Kiwi driver who only arrived, I think it was yesterday, from the Shaky Isles, and it's certainly been an introduction to the Kiwi to sprint car racing of this calibre here at PCR. And tonight the pressure on, starting from position 2 in the final qualifying. Green flag flies now as Brett Lacey from pole position is set upon by the Kiwi who goes by on the inside, but George Tatnall jumps out in car number 8. Gorgeous George Tatnall on the high line in advance of Kendall the Kiwi as they run off turn 4. Brett Lacey's been relegated back to position 4 now as Barry Lewis gets by in the double 1 car. In the Oscorp Couriers car, Barry Lewis is in 3rd, Lyndon Kendall the Kiwi is 2nd, and the race leader's George Tatnall. For the Kiwi as he backs the 12 car round on turn 2. The race continuing on as they head off turn 4 with George Tatnall, still the race leader. Tatnall up on the cushion, kicking hard in advance of Barry Lewis now, as Lewis inherits 2nd and Brett Lacey inherits 3rd as everyone moves up with the demise of the Kiwi, but not George Tatnall, the race leader, screaming away in the number 8 car up through turns 1 and 2. Back section. This is the final qualifying round on tonight's card with 3 more heats on Monday night, and Tatnall looking towards 9 points in his first win for tonight. Tatnall with 2/3 so far has only amassed 8 points, and if he can put this one together, this will give him 9 and a total of 17 points on the card. A little bit of mathematics there, the pocket computer. George Tatnall down the back section, still well in advance now of Barry Lewis as Brett Lacey picks up the pace on Lewis, running off turn 4. Okay, with 5 laps remaining for gorgeous George Tatnall. Over the halfway mark, Lewis has kicked away again in advance of Lacey, and it's further back now to Bruce White in the 96 car. And the tail enders are battling it out as Tatnall working away at the wheel. A 23-24 season veteran at least as Tatnall, showing a clean set of heels to Barry Lewis, who's also got some 20 years of racing under the belt as he heads onto the main straightaway. And the youngster in this pack is the young Victorian charger, Brett Lacey, the current Australian sprint car champion, sitting in 3rd place. Tatnall slackened off the pace as Lewis closes in. Lacey's there looking for the jump also. Locked in tight, he could throw a blanket over the top 3 contenders now as Lacey looks on the inside. Tatnall fights back on the high line. Barry Lewis has dropped back to 3rd now. Oh, and gives the Aussie champ a big shunt. Onto the main straightaway, the white flag's out now with the final sprint car lap of the night. Can Tatnall go the distance? Tatnall from New South Wales, Lacey from Victoria, down into turn 3 for the final occasion. George Tatnall tippy-toeing his way through that turn now, comes off turn 4. Lacey with a late charge, but it's Tatnall, George Tatnall. Tatnall in the 8 car picks up the final win and 9 points. Brett Lacey in for 2nd in the Australia 1 car, and Barry Lewis takes 3rd in the 111 car, and back then to Bruce White in car number 96. But the final win on the night's card in the Winfield, the number 8 car, now amassing 17 points after the 9-point win. Onto the main straightaway in car number 8, gorgeous George Tatnall. What a drive. away from the veteran, hugging the cushion all the way around the circuit as Barry Lewis closed the gap, and Brett Lacey, who seemed to slacken off the pace, but Lacey picked it up and got it all together in the closing stages, put Barry Lewis behind him and set sail after Tatnall.